How are we doing all? It's just Stipe back here to do another supplement review. For today, I've got a pre-workout I never actually thought I'd get the chance to review. It's one that it's just either too expensive or too much of a hassle to get it through from America to WA, and that is Defiant Unleashed. It is by MuscleForce. It's one of those pre-workouts I've always wanted. The reviews of it have usually been just really, really good. It is a Steam Junkie type of pre-workout, so obviously it fits in that realm. Not something for a daily driver, not something for a beginner, for an intermediate expert type of Steam user, that it's fine for. As you can tell by the picture, it was in this bottle. Now, I don't own that pre-workout, and this review is coming off of only trying it once. I found a place in WA here in Western Australia which you can get a Hooligan Bare Knuckle or just Bare Knuckle 4.0. I went to go buy it, had a nice conversation with the guy, and he was like, oh, have you ever, we talked about all the Steam Junkie stuff. He goes, have you ever heard of this one? And he showed me the box of, MuscleForce. And I was like, all right, I haven't actually tried Defiant Unleashed. I'd really like to. So he gave me a free bottle, a free shaker, put in a scoop and said, there you go. Awesome of him. I really appreciate that. As I've told people before, it's not easy for us to review the products because most of us actually have to buy it. Most of us don't get shit for free. So when you get something given to you, it's easier for me to do a review. It's gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck. It's off one take, but it is what it is. Alrighty, we're gonna go through flavor first. The flavor that I had was snow cone. It was weird when you put it in the shaker, it smelled really fucking good. I filled it up with about 250 mils of water, figured it's not a huge looking scoop, I'll do that. But when I tried a 250 mil, man, it was way too fucking powerful in terms of taste. It's like a lemony flavor, would be the best way to put it. Lemony and something else, but I can't put my mind on what exactly else at the moment. Now, the flavor's decent, it's just really fucking strong. Like, it's really, really strong. It's potent, it slaps. I ended up drinking it with about 550 mils of water in the end because, 550 mil of water was about the best that I could put it with. And then it tasted pretty decent. It's not amazing. It smells better than it tastes. Alrighty, that's a taste. Let's get into what ingredients are now. I don't have obviously the container with me, so I have to just read it offline. You got L-citrulline 2:1 at 8 gram. That's just gonna help you with pumps. We already know that. Beta-alanine at 3.2 grams. Yeah, endurance, muscle endurance and all that jazz, but the reality is most people take this just for the tingles. You got choline bitartrate at 1 gram. I always prefer alpha GPC, but I mean, it's still a very decent ingredient, and I find 1 gram typically works. Hard to signify exactly if it's that, but who knows. Then you got methylaxine anhydrous at 450 milligram. Now that's basically like caffeine anhydrous. It's just meant to be more of a natural variant, and usually the 450 milligrams translates to roughly 300 milligrams of caffeine. Then you got glucuronolactone. It's almost like it makes you kind of extend the caffeine. So if you ever wonder why some energy drinks, for instance, that will have this, and you'll be wired for quite a lot longer than if you have just a straight coffee with that same amount of caffeine. That would be why. It kind of chains it together and then lets you prolong that X. Alrighty, next one. We've got Orion Drenches. I mean, to me, Orion Drenches is one of the all-time great ingredients. I love Orion. The focus on it, the energy, the mood, etc. It really just is a jack of all trades. It is a hard stimulant. Not on the same level as obviously the DMHAs, DMAAs, but this is something you don't really want to be taking every day. But still a fantastic product. Then you got an Acetyl-L-Tyrosine at 250 milligrams. It's weird. Usually L-Tyrosine is at a much higher dosage. I know sometimes people will use low dosages of L-Tyrosine because supposedly it helps fade out caffeine and other stimulants supposedly throughout the long run. So small dosage of that, it won't give you the nootropic elements that maybe L-tyrosine is meant to do, but it might taper off the caffeine and not let you crash. Alrighty, next we got 2-amino. Now, if we know what 2-amino is, it is not DMAA, it is DMHA. DMHA is the central nervous system kind of stimulant. It's really fucking potent. This is something you don't want to play with. For some people, this is a no-no. For others like me, I can handle it pretty fine. I don't get any negatives from it. I've never found a negative. Man, it can do so many things for you. Laser focus, buzzy feeling, euphoria, energy, everything. Like, it just seems to do everything. Next, we got Theobromine, which is considered like a cousin to caffeine. With a combination of caffeine, I think it works really well. We've got that at 100 milligrams. It also does help in terms of some fat burning components. How well with that is, who knows. Second last, we've got Octopamine. Octopamine is essentially norepinephrine. It's just a fat burner ingredient, helps heat up the body, helps the body utilize fat as a tool. And then you got Huperzine A at 200 micrograms. It's just a learning chemical. That's what they call it. I don't know. I've never used a Huperzine A by itself, so I can't exactly tell you whether or not it works by itself, but in combination with a lot of these other ingredients is how it's meant to shine. Alrighty, so what was my results from trying this? Now, as I said before, one try, so I can't tell you, I tried it 3 times and it was completely different. From the one time I tried it, I woke up, I will admit I was quite fatigued. I took it at around 5 a.m. because I try to work out before work. So I took it at 5 a.m. and a part of me was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have taken it, because I like to take things and have a base, for like standard base level where it's like, I'm feeling decent, then I take it. Or I'm feeling shitty, then I take it. This one, like, I wasn't really too energized. My legs were sore, but I was like, all right, fuck, I've already tried it. I already planned to take it. I took it, and then I would say roughly 8 to 10 minutes, I straight away started getting the beta tingles, and they are very nice beta tingles. I felt it for quite a bit. I'd say 25 to 30 minutes. And the good part about this beta is it doesn't shit on you on one area. You kind of get a nice flush of tingles. That's my favorite type of beta. I hate when you have like just your face itching or something like that. For me, this got a little bit of tingles on my arms, a little bit on my face, a little bit on my body. Awesome. I love when beta works that well. It lasted decently long. I tend to find beta for me fades off after like 15 minutes from start to finish. So beta was good. Next thing I straight away started to notice was a smooth hit of energy. A part of me thought, fuck, this might hit quick and hard in terms of, theobromine, caffeine, 2-amino, even though that does take a little bit longer, but Orion, etc. No, this hit nice and smooth. There was no heart racing with this. There was no on the edge of your seat. It was just the right amount of energy, especially for that early morning where I'm a little bit more susceptible because I barely have caffeine. I'm not a big coffee guy. I don't have energy drinks. The only time I actually have any caffeine, I don't have sugary drinks, no, colas, etc., diet colas. So the only time that I have caffeine is in my pre-workouts, and that's if I'm taking a pre-workout. So usually I can be a bit sensitive to it, but there was no sensitive element. There was no feeling shit about it. It was just right. The next thing that I found, maybe 5 to 10 minutes after the energy, was mood elevation. And it was really smooth. It was that nice buzzy, everything just feels good. Like you're zoned in, but you're happy at the same time. It's not like a assassin type of pre-workout where, bipolar nutrition, where it's get shit done, it's heart racing, go, go, go. This was like, you can be smiling, getting shit done, concentrating in music, and everything just seems to flow, which, fuck, that is fun when you can get everything to flow. Next came the euphoria. And man, was that euphoria good. I did feel a little bit, I will admit, lightheadedness here and there. Part of that is just because I'm on a very low calorie intake, so I'm going to get lightheaded when I'm going hard. I was pressing hard. I think it was 7 plates each side on legs, and as somebody that's had some back issues, on like, 16 to 1800 calories a day. That's pretty decent. It's not amazing, but I was able to push through it quite comfortably. Every single thing I did felt great. Like, it felt like it was the funnest thing in the world to do. On top of that, the power output was just really, really spot on with Defiant Unleashed. I felt like I was able to recover quick and have a nice output. Nothing dropped off, reps stayed the same, and it was just so consistent in that sense. Look, overall, I think this is a phenomenal pre-workout. I think this is actually one of the all-time greats as far as I'm concerned. I've only tried it once. I don't own it, but it's one that I'm kind of considering risking it with and buying it. It's probably going to cost me about $100 here in Australia. Is that worth it? I don't know. But man, this really, really brings me back to pre-phase KO. It really does, by phase 1 nutrition, because it just hits beautifully. No complaints, no too much energy that you can't contain, no alpha-euhimbine. I mean, pre-phase had alpha-euhimbine, but this one doesn't. But it still made it feel like the benefits of alpha-euhimbine existed because everything else just blended in so well. It shows you that, some ingredients are amazing, like alpha can be great, alpha-euhimbine, but sometimes you don't need it. This right here was an example of just not needing it. Now, a part of me was wondering what it would feel like if it did come with like 1 milligram or maybe 1.5. Maybe it even takes it to a whole different league. But man, yeah, I can't say any bad things about this. I don't know how many servings there are. I don't know if it's 20, 30, 40. I think it's 30. Wow, if that's actually 30 servings, man, you can't go wrong with that. If you're looking for a Steam Junkie experience, this is phenomenal. Like, it's really, really phenomenal. Try this every now and then. Maybe once a week max. Do not have this consistently. It's going to spoil the fun of what this is. If you were to put a gun to my head and say, what would you prefer to use? Defiant Unleashed, Assassin, Dark Energy, Crack, etc. I think I'd honestly have to pick Defiant Unleashed. I really do. Crack is amazing. Crack is, as a one-off, maybe better, but it sometimes just doesn't seem to hit as well as it does other times, and the pumps are great. Defiant Unleashed just smacked so beautifully. I'll have to try it again just to make sure it's consistent, but yeah, overall, out of this world product. Who would I recommend this for? As I said before, this is for Steam Junkie users or intermediate people that are looking to get into stims, like the harder stims, without going overboard. This won't make you feel like death. This will make you feel great. This is one of those pre's that it is a happy pre. It is that element of get shit done while being happy. And you really cannot ask for much more than that. The pumps were also good. I mean, there's not a negative I could give about this. Maybe they could tone down the amount of flavoring they put in there because I just found it too much for me, but each their own, Alrighty, hope you enjoyed that review. I've got a bunch more coming out. Peace.